Hey Virgo, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 15th through the 21st. We're going to see what's happening for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. We're in the Mercury retrograde energy. We've got the full moon in Capricorn happening on the 16th. We're going to see what is going on for our Virgo friends. We've got our mermaid decor going. We've got a lovely little mermaid deck of cards here. Here's your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then after we see what's happening in your week in these cards, I'm going to pull like a spirit message homework card for you from a new deck at the end. So stick around for that. And as always, the deck info will be in the description. Ooh, Virgo. Hello, visions. You guys are getting all psychic. Visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing out of body travel. So those of you that have been interested in this kind of thing, or you've been wanting to increase your gifts or your abilities, the beginning part of the week, as we're coming into the full moon, full moon tends to be a time when a lot of people, like a lot of emotions and feelings come to the surface, also imagination and creativity. So a lot of people don't realize, my darlings, that creativity and intuition go hand in hand. I say that they're sisters, or cousins, but they're very, very close, and they're very closely related. And so what happens with a lot of people is right before they have a burst of intuition, they start becoming very creative, or they discover talents they didn't know that they had, or vice versa. Like they start connecting with their intuition, and all of a sudden they're doing a lot of creative things that maybe they didn't know that they could do. So I do feel, Virgo, for a lot of you, this creativity will come through some kind of like creative hobby, or something that you just kind of start doing. It's funny because as I'm looking at the card, for some reason, something about the style of this card, not necessarily the deck, but something about the style of this card makes me think of like anime, or like like comic book stuff, or like drawing. So maybe some of you are gonna be like doodling more, or finding yourself wanting to draw, or wanting to learn how to draw. Or you might be at work and you catch yourself scribbling at your desk, and you look over while you're on the phone, and you're just kind of like scribbling on a pad of paper, and you're like, whoa, that came out pretty cool. I didn't know I could draw like that. So some of you might have little beginning signs coming in that way. But it doesn't have to be drawing. For some of you, it could be music. It could be it could be anything creative at all. You might just like be coming up with little tunes in your head, or singing to yourself, or decorating, moving things around. Creativity comes in many different forms. So I do feel, Virgo, that for a lot of you, not only is there a burst of intuition happening for you in the beginning of the week, but also a burst of creativity. Now, what's really interesting, because the moon is associated with intuition, and we talked about that full moon. I always say that anytime I'm doing a reading near a full moon or a new moon, and there's a moon in the cards, this tells me that a lot of you who are watching are going to be feeling this energy very, very heavily. Like you're going to feel this particular full moon really strong. You might not be what I call moon sensitive. Moon sensitive are certain people who they feel very, very like tired or emotional, or like as it comes into the new moon, they physically feel it, and it, like, they get more emotional, they get very tired, or they get very just kind of like releasing things or letting things go. And you might not be that way, Virgo. You guys are an earth sign. You might be a little bit more grounded, but something about this particular full moon, you may have Capricorn in your moon or in your rising, not necessarily, but you may. But something about this full moon in Capricorn that's happening on the 16th, you're feeling it. Like it's jolting something in you. I'm hearing the word jolt, like you're being jolted. No pun on the recent earthquakes. If you're, anywhere where you're feeling those, I know I'm feeling them. I'm in Southern California. I'm not near the epicenter, but man, has the ground been shaking. But something is happening with you guys where, like, you're being alerted. You're being woken up. Okay, there's like this awakening, and it's coming in through your intuition for many of you. right? So keep an eye out for that. Some of you, the intuition, it's not just coming in as a means of like, oh, here's a message, or oh, here you can talk to the angels, or oh, here, I think for a lot of you, the intuition is coming in with very specific messages, like about decisions you've been trying to make, or things you've been trying to figure out, or like, people who've shut you out, or people who maybe were unfair to you, and you've just never really been able to figure out why. Like, a lot of you are having a lot of really massive, deep epiphanies in that way. That's coming to you through your intuition. Okay, my dears? So your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Nope, I'm fast forwarding. Slow down, Amethyst. Your Wednesday, Thursday. I'm sorry, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll get to the weekend in a minute. I can never say this word. Conchomancy? Conchomancy? So I guess this is the practice of divination through the use of shells. Now, my darlings, I don't take this quite literally. I guess maybe in some places they'll do divination through shells. I find it highly unlikely that a bunch of you are gonna get your hands on some seashells and sit down and try to look into them and peer into your future. I don't know. I'm a pretty intuitive person. I've never used shells to do it. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not making fun of the craft. I'm just saying I don't take this card literally. I feel this is more so confirmation that a lot of you are having this massive burst in intuition and your own psychic ability, and so you might be gravitating towards some form of divination in the middle of the week. Some of you might be doing something like, with the full moon. This is what just came to me. Some of you, for the first time ever, you're doing some kind of full moon release, and you're like, I'm gonna light a candle. Maybe it's not the first time for other ones of you, but some of you are like, I'm gonna light a candle this full moon, and here's all the things I'm gonna let go of, and this and that. I kind of feel that what's happening the next day or midweek for a lot of you, you're sitting down and you're looking at the candle wax, and you're trying to figure out, what does this mean? Or, what does this, like, what do I see? The fancy word for that, if you want to know what that's called scrying. Like cry, but with an S, scrying. And what that is just a fancy word for finding shapes in an object. I will scry candle wax. I will scry with crystals sometimes. It's very meditative. It's very relaxing. So some of you might be doing some kind of scrying in that way, either through candle wax, or you might be doing something where you're just kind of like, gazing at cards, like at tarot cards or oracle cards, and seeing what, like, in the pictures is jumping out at you or resonating with you. But I really feel that for some reason also a lot of you are having a lot of really massive past life epiphanies where you're releasing some really dark stuff that no longer belongs to you. I feel some of you Virgos are discovering a shadow self that you had no idea was there, and you're finally able to release it. Those of you who are more spiritually inclined. Other ones of you, you're just coming into this energy of like feeling reborn and feeling very ready to leave the past in the past. But again, it's like some kind of messages are coming your way. If you're not actually sitting down with tarot cards or candles and scrying and looking at things, you're seeing messages in commercials, on the TV. You might hear messages, songs playing on the radio, but you're definitely feeling like, okay, here's some guidance, here's some advice, here's some some pieces to the puzzle, so to speak. So a lot of you are tapping into the universe in that way. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Yemaya, and this is about the grandmother ocean, primordial. So this is a card about, like, calling the ocean the grandmother, the giver of life, like everything coming from the sea and water, right? We can't live without water. But some of you are, as a part of your intuitive development and as a part of your psychic ability activating, some of you are going to quite literally have a connection with a grandmother who has passed on, or some of you are finding something of your grandmother's or being given something of your grandmother's as a way of, you know, your grandma letting you know from the other side that she's still here and she's watching over you. Those of you who your grandmother is still alive and still living, you might be having a chance to connect with her and, you know, get some very precious wisdom and some very valuable stories from her before she passes on. And that's, don't panic. I'm not saying people's grandmas are going to be dying this week. That is not what I'm saying. Don't panic. I'm just saying some of you are going to be able to connect, you know, deeper than maybe you've done in the past, and, you know, make use of the time while your grandma's still here. God knows I miss my grandmas, you know. But some of you are very much having that guidance coming in from a grandmother, whether she's passed on or still living. There's something very beautiful that you're having a chance to inherit, that you're having a chance to take, whether it's a piece of jewelry or a piece of clothing or a book or a Bible, or, you know, whatever it might be, or if it's just stories and advice, you know, and you know, experiences and things of that nature, but something that you're going to be able to keep, something that you're going to be able to hold on, you know, even after she's gone. Other ones of you, you're just coming into wisdom, very, very strong wisdom. Okay, so you know, think about grandma when you think about grandma. You know, some of us had some badass, scary grandmas, right? But overall, like when you think of grandma, you just think of a very nurturing, very wise, very you know, enduring person who's been through many things and who can teach us a lot. So a lot of you are going to be tapping into that energy, and some of you may quite literally be receiving a visitation from a grandmother who's passed on, who's already on the other side. And so this is coming in to help you, Virgo. This is the thing about the Capricorn full moon, since I do feel a lot of you are really feeling that Capricorn full moon energy. The Capricorn full moon is going to be all about taking action. Like no more BS. Like, just no more BS. Do what you gotta do, handle it, make it happen. So a lot of you might be having a grandmother come up and just trying to say, look, you know, I know there's things you've been avoiding doing because they've maybe felt overwhelming or you haven't been sure how to proceed, but I'm here. You know, you have support. Your angels and guides are around you, and it's time to do this. It's time to do this. So some of you, grandma's coming up to give you a nice little push to get going and to do what you know needs to be done. Okay, Virgo? Let's check out your angel message or your homework for the week. And again, guys, I would just like to take this moment to remind you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos too, because some weeks it might resonate for you more than your sun sign, or it may just bring extra little tidbits of information your way, and make the general reading a little bit more personal. But we're gonna see, what homework's coming up for you. I love this deck. It is a gorgeous deck, and each card has like a little homework assignment. So we're going to look at it, and then we're going to read your homework assignment. So you guys have meditation. We did kind of touch on that, where some of you were like going to be connecting in a very powerful way. You know, being able to meditate, being able to receive information or energy. And again, look at that heart. Like the heart chakra is really opening up. There's a lot of healing that's happening. And then I'm seeing these crystals around the heart, and they're pink, so that makes me think of rose quartz. So Virgo, you guys can be so very critical of yourselves. You guys sometimes get a rap for being very critical or nitpicky of other people. I've said that in previous videos, but you guys can be really nitpicky about yourselves as well. And so rose quartz to me is that unconditional love of self, unconditional love of others. So not only is the heart opening up, but it's being protected. It's being protected. And I do feel that a lot of you are having some kind of really deep release, like I said, really deep release and really deep healing. And those places where maybe you felt like there were cracks or like holes, you know, from like painful experiences of the past, they're being filled with that light. They're being filled with that love. They're being filled with peace. Okay, so you're really connecting on a very high level this week. I think for a lot of you, this is going to be a big week in terms of spiritual awakening. But we're going to see what your homework is for the week. And that 8 there, 8 is a number of abundance, eternal energy, like just forever, going on forever and ever and ever. 8 is a very magical number. Okay, so your inspired reflections and actions. Here's your assignment, and then there's going to be a writing assignment. So the inspired reflections and actions assignment is: expand your practice by trying out these mini meditations. For relaxation, sit quietly and close your eyes. Breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 4. And pause for a count of 4. Do this 4 times. Okay? So you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. You're going to breathe out for 4 seconds, and you're going to do that for 4 times. And some of you are like, well, why? Just do it. It helps you to clear your mind. It helps you to just kind of be present in the moment. And it helps you to focus on feeling your body, like just coming back into your body. It's a really great way of grounding yourself. We hear that all the time. Oh, just ground yourself, honey. And sometimes you're like, what the heck does that mean? How do I even do that? This is a good practice for that. The other meditation here is to bring a sense of well-being. When you have a shower, imagine cleansing liquid light flowing from your shower head and washing away worries, troubles, and all that is no longer needed. Feel yourself moving into a state of wellness and harmony as you stand under the shower. Another meditation, to clear the mind. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your mind wander. Become aware of your thoughts. Open your eyes and write down your thoughts, no matter how silly or random they seem. You are letting go of the noise that veils your clarity. That is perfect, guys. So many people always ask me, how do I keep my mind from wandering around while I'm meditating? This is a good way of clearing out those blocks. Okay, so your writing assignment, your journal homework is this. For 3 days, write down or draw 3 different ways you can meditate. Okay? Think about that. And you're like, well, what does that mean? You just meditate by closing your eyes. How am I going to write down 3 ways? Wrong, false. I will give you an example. I had such a hard time with meditating until I began swimming. When I went into that water, I just went into the water because I liked the way the water felt. It was very healing for me, and I was like, I'll just do some laps, I'll get some exercise in. And it just, as I began doing it regularly and being in the water for a longer period of time, it reset, like it put me back to factory settings. It became a meditation for me. Okay. And so anything can be a meditation. Like we see, or we've heard about, like in the like in the Japanese gardens and stuff, they'll have like a little Zen garden, and there'll be all of the little rings and the stones and the sand. That's a form of meditation. They would go and they'd draw these patterns into the garden, into the little sand areas, and that's a meditation. Drawing can be a meditation. Sewing can be a meditation. Listening to music can be a meditation. Somebody told me once that folding laundry was their meditation. It works for them. Can I meditate folding laundry? No, that's not like I just want to fold the laundry and be done with it. But for everybody, to each their own. Okay, so think about that. Those of you who are like, but I want to know more about my love life, you can click on the love life links for the or the love reading links, because I do the love reading separately on the channel. If you would like a private reading, my darlings, click on the Calendly link. Everything is there. Everything is there, guys. How to book, how to schedule, what readings I offer, the prices. It's all there, okay? So anything you need to know about booking is in the Calendly link. And I'm happy to read for you. And don't forget, every single day, I don't just do the weekly videos and the monthly love videos. Every single day I post a spirit message on Instagram and Facebook. Amethystangellight, Facebook and Instagram. You can get the daily message. You can get the daily pick a card game on there that everybody's been having a good time with. That seems to, like, a lot of people seem to like picking the card. And I just post them. You don't have to sign up for them. You don't have to message me on how to get it. You just like and follow the page, and then every single day I'll post it there, and the messages will be on the page there every single day. I thank you guys for watching, and I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of light. Take care.